Hello, my lovelies. Elsie here to do your reading. It is the sneak peek for the week. How are you? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for clicking here. I do appreciate you showing up here this week, as I usually do, with 12 decks, one for each sign. I am going to read from each of these decks, and I'm going to mark everything down below in the description so you can just scroll this video to find out what it is that you need for the energies you're looking for. I'm just going to ask you to please stop watching tarot just for your sun sign. You don't know what's going on if you're just watching tarot for your personality. And if you need a natal chart, they are free everywhere. So even if you don't have your exact time of birth, which really is the best thing you can do, but if you don't have your exact time of birth, please just pick the AM or the PM, and you will get an idea of what your sun, moon, and your rising is, and then you'll get a much rounder picture of what's going on. So thank you for all of those of you who did respond to the sale that just ended. The sale just ended on the 15th of February. So thank you so much for your attention to that. You're keeping me very, very busy, and I really do appreciate you. Other than that, I think that's all we have. I think that's all I've got to tell you, friends. Let's start off with Aries. We'll just spend a couple minutes on each of you, find out what's going on for this week. Now, sometimes I do come here, not Monday, sometimes I come Tuesday or Wednesday, but please understand that this reading is designed for the next 7 days. Whenever you find it, it is for the next 7 days. So if it is at the day that I post it, then it will be for the next 7 days. Tell me about Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aries, please. Tell me what's going on with Aries this week. Sneak peek for this week for Aries. We do have the Princess of Pentacles. Who is the Page? Page of Pentacles. What's going on here? We have the Hanged Man. And we have the Two of Swords. So I feel like you're making some sort of a decision this week about an offer that you received prior to this week. Or for some of you, it could be an offering that's being made to you this week. The Page of Pentacles, of course, is that opportunity or investment. It's the opportunity to put a little bit of energy into something. A messenger might be coming in the 3D, so you might be speaking to someone face to face about some type of opportunity. I feel like for some of you, I'm saying that this may have already happened, that the opportunity may have already presented itself, because the Hanged Man is already here. And the Hanged Man is about kind of holding back, and I'm not really sure what I want to do. I need to sort of get a different perspective to find out what the decision is going to be. So the Two of Swords, I feel, is a decision-making process, some sort of decision here. Tell me more. Tell me more about Aries. What's the decision? We've got the Three of Cups. You might have received an invitation from somebody here. An invitation to do something, to put your energy into something, to invest in something. Possibly it's just like a dinner date, or can you come out with our group of friends? Three of Cups is here. Seven of Swords is here. I feel like the Seven of Swords I feel like you don't really trust the invitation, or possibly you think that there's like an underlying reason as to why somebody has asked you out. I don't know that you fully trust it. I don't feel that you think someone's trying to deceive you, but I think you're trying to get a perspective on whether this is going to be a good move for you or not. We've got 7 and 2, which is 9, the Swords here. And so it's a little bit of worry. Maybe you have a little bit of social anxiety. I do see the 9 of Swords and the 3 of Cups as being a little bit of social anxiety. And so maybe you don't like to be in big groups of people. Maybe you're not down for the little idle chit chat. Maybe you're not a good small talker. It could be that, Aries. But it does feel like that there is some sort of an opportunity for you to maybe be more social, take some sort of invitation. But I think you're going to think it over first. What else popped here? We do have the Moon energy in the reverse. So yeah, it feels like you're unsure about the situation, but I feel like something's going to reveal itself that's going to help you make your decision. The Moon energy in the reverse to me is the reveal, or it is the Sun. The Moon in the reverse for me is the Sun. So as something is revealing itself to you here, I feel like you're waiting. It's like you're waiting for more information before you make your decision, which is very smart and logical. We've got Swords here. That's logical energy. And so I feel like you're waiting to get more information. Like maybe it isn't, you need to know, is it close to my city? Is it close to where I live? It could be that. Maybe you're trying to get more information. Tell me more. we have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. So that's, I feel like, the perspective. The thing is that if you do go out, you're going to have to be a little bit vulnerable, right? You can't go out in the Four of Pentacles where you're shut off and shut down and not feeling vulnerable, not willing to share. The Four of Pentacles is in the reverse. And I feel like you're maybe just not feeling very social, or you're like, I'm not really sure if I'm in this space where I can be vulnerable with people. I'm not really sure. This could be a date. Absolutely could be a date. Somebody could be wanting to see you face to face, has an invitation for a date. And I feel like the perspective here, the Hanged Man, the reason why you're in a pause is because you're like, oh God, now I got to be vulnerable. Now what? We've got the Page of Wands in the reverse. So it does feel like you're not into risk. You're not into risking anything. I'm not sure if I want this new path. I'm not feeling very risky. I don't really know what I want to do here. Maybe you're just not ready to put that kind of energy into the Three of Cups at this time, whether it's an invitation for a date or a social engagement. And then we have the Strength card. So you're trying to find the courage to make some sort of decision here, is what it looks like. And I feel like you're worried about the situation for some reason. Maybe you don't know all the details. You don't know who's going to be there. Maybe you know this group of people, and maybe there's people there that you're not going to want to see. It could be that. We've got the Tower. Okay, so the Tower is showing up here because you're going to have a shift in your mindset here for some reason. I feel like you're going to have some sort of a breakthrough that's going to help you make this decision. We've got the World card. And the Nine of Pentacles. All right, so it does feel like I'm probably talking to someone who is, I feel like you're either someone who's just really worked really hard on yourself and you're not sure if you want to share that with everybody yet. I feel like you have some pretty good boundaries and you're not quite sure, or you weren't quite sure as to what you wanted to do with that. The World card is here and the Tower is here. That's a major awakening for me. It's like the major closing of a door. It's a shift into a new reality, a new reality, I would say, with the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like you might be newly single. Something may have shifted in your life or in your world. And maybe this is a singles thing and you're not really sure if you're ready to give up your singledom, or, you know what, I'm not ready for the rat race of dating, right? It could be a bit of a shit show. Maybe that's it. It could be that. Give me one more card here. We've got the Nine of Swords. Yeah, so we called it out here, Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords shows up. So I feel like it is a little bit of worry on your behalf here. It feels like that there's a little bit of anxiety or social anxiety. I'm not really sure if I want to take this opportunity. I need more information. Tell me about the Moon. I don't know that you're making the decision. I think the universe is making the decision for you. It's like, I think that you have just recently, or will maybe this week, experience some sort of a Tower. And it's going to be a shift in your mindset and the way you think, but it's also going to close a door to something, which might, for some of you, make you single, or realize that you are confident enough and you have enough worth, but you've done a lot of change and you've worked on yourself a bit. So I feel like maybe you're just not ready to share that with people. I think that the universe disagrees. I think the universe is saying, come on, you got to get out there. Tell me about the Moon in the reverse. What's revealed? The Hierophant. We've got the Princess or Page of Cups. And the Ten of Pentacles. You know what? That's what it is. It does feel like it's with the Hierophant here and the Page of Cups. It feels like you're single, and I want to say that you are interested in finding a partner or a mate, Aries, but I feel like you're not interested in you want either to be single or you want to be in a long-term relationship. You don't want all this bullshit in the middle. You don't want all this dating, courting. Do we go out for dinner? Do I pay for everything? Do you pay for everything? I think it's all of that stuff that sort of is annoying you. I think that's why you are in the Hanged Man position, trying to make a decision about whether this is really worth it for me or not. Tell me what the outcome is for Aries, please. What is the outcome for Aries? We have the Queen of Swords, we have the Seven of Cups, and we have the Empress. So I feel like you're just going to be honest. You're going to be honest about, like, I feel like you're going to be honest with people. So I think you're going to go, is what I'm saying. I think you're going to go, but I think the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Cups is, I know I have a lot of options. I know I have a lot of opportunities. I'm just going to be honest with all of those people. If they're not for me, I'm just, not going to not going to deal with them. If they are for me, then I'll make conversation with them more. But I feel like you're on the search for an empress, Aries, because you are the emperor. I feel like you're on the search for an empress, and you're worth that. If you're the emperor, you are worth that, right? If you're on the same vibration as the empress, you are looking for an empress. So I feel like there's a lot of options and opportunities for you to date, but you are looking for the serious thing, is what it feels like here for whomever I'm reading for. And the empress energy and the Queen of Swords tells me you're about to be honest with all of your opportunities or options, that all you're looking for, all you're interested in is the Ten of Cups. I'm not interested in all the bull that goes on in between. All right. Tell me about these signs here. Leo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There's Taurus again. Scorpio and Pisces. Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Libra, and Taurus. More Scorpio, Pisces. It does feel like you will be taking an invitation, but you are going to be very forward, very assertive about what it is exactly that you want, and you're just not interested in picking up any tag-alongs, right? People who aren't serious, people who just want you for your money or to buy them things, or just are interested for reasons other than a long-term relationship. All right, let's look at Taurus. How are you, bull gang? Let's find out what's going on for you. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Your sneak peek for this week, Taurus. What's going on for Taurus, please? One more. What's going on for Taurus, please, this week? Next 7 days for Taurus. We have the Chariot. We have the World. We have the Death card. Death and rebirth. And we have the Empress. Well, isn't that lovely? Somebody here has had a software upgrade. It feels like somebody here has moved into their Empress energy here. And it does feel like you've closed an old chapter, friend. I want to say that onward and upward, I think, is what the Chariot energy is saying to me. It's time for things to be different for you now. It looks like that it feels like this week is the first week. It's like you've come out of the full moon. You've ended some things. You've made some major shifts in your life. So whether you think they're big or small, they're making huge impacts on what you're about to do next. I feel like the Death and the Rebirth card is in the right position because the World card is the end, right? And so it could be the death of something and the beginning of something else is what it feels like. And it looks like you've closed an old chapter as to who you were or what you did or how you lived, or maybe it's your emotional or mindset. And then you've rebirthed, right? The death is here, the rebirth is here. You've rebirthed yourself as the Empress energy here. We have the Three of Pentacles in the future energy, which is foundational. So I feel like you are building some type of foundation here. And you had been building foundation, but I feel like now you feel sturdy or stable, I want to say. That's what it feels like. So I feel like the Chariot card is telling me things are speeding up from here. You worked really, really hard to get into this Empress energy. And I always say, just because you're a Taurus or a Libra does not mean you're an Empress. It means you are a Venusian sign, but the Empress is all about wisdom. So I feel like somebody here has leveled up, is what it feels like. I feel like the full moon on the 12th brought you to a level up. Tell me about the Chariot. We have the Nine of Cups in the reverse. We have the Eight of Cups. And we have the Star. You know what that says to me? Anybody who can't see my worth, anybody who thinks that I didn't work hard enough to get into the position that I'm in, I'm detaching. I'm walking away because I'm the Star. I feel like you've found your worth. And it's not like I don't think you knew your worth, but I think you are absolutely positive about your worth right now. That's what it feels like here. So it does feel like with the Empress energy that this is like, the Nine of Cups is like feeling like maybe in the past you were feeling like, how do you say, that maybe you felt like you were stepping into shoes bigger than you could fill, or you were feeling like, oh, maybe I'm not the Empress. Like, I feel like that's what the Nine of Cups is, but you have detached from that energy and realized that you are the star, that you are as attractive as you think you are. You are as balanced and kind and nurturing and lovely and independent as you knew you were. I feel like you're starting to figure out here that you're actually the person that you had been manifesting to become. And I think it was just a bunch of decisions that you had to make here. I feel like things are about to speed up and life is about to get very busy for you, possibly for some of you in the romantic sector. For others of you, it could be financial. Yeah, financial for sure. The Nine of Pentacles is here. I might be speaking to a single Empress. It doesn't have to be, but the Nine of Pentacles is something that you have built on your own. You did it by yourself. So this is nobody helped you. You got to the place where you are. Maybe it's self-love. It could be that. You got to the place where you are just by making these decisions and being, manifesting the energy of the Empress. Really studying that and figuring out what you wanted. I think that somebody here is single, ready to mingle. It does feel like that with the Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Cups energy. Maybe you're making a decision now that you know your worth. I feel like it's time for you to get out there and date. You're like a thoroughbred at the gates. That's what it looks like here. The Ace of Wands is the excitement that you have to sort of show yourself off to everybody else. It's like, now the ball's in my court. It feels like something has flipped on its head, Taurus. Maybe before you were feeling like when you walked into a room, gosh, who's going to like me? Who's going to want to speak to me? But now you walk into a room and you're like, I don't know if I like these people. Like, I feel like it's flipped, and now you are the person who is in charge of your energy. Because I feel like you felt like a little bit of a fraudster in the past until you finally closed the door and transformed into this Empress. Now I think you see your own worth, and now I think you're walking different. I feel like you realize now that when you walk into a room, you do shift the energy. I feel like it's that. Tell me what the outcome is for Taurus. We do have the Three of Wands. We have the Eight of Wands, and we have the Six of Pentacles. So you go from this place of waiting, wishing, hoping, looking out there. Is there something out there for me? I really would love to go out there and be, and have adventures like everybody else, to this Eight of Wands, which is fast movement forward into this place of reciprocal energy. So into this place of, I am now ready to give people my energy. I'm now ready to receive, to give and receive. Tell me what's around the corner for Taurus. We've got the Temperance card. You've got your balance, your healing. Now is the moment of alchemy. It's time for you, for other people to see exactly how much work you've done on yourself. Five of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. So the Five of Wands is giving me a little bit of hesitation. The Knight of Pentacles is like, this has been a really long road, a long, arduous road of me auditing myself. Getting off the horse, looking through the things, taking our time. It feels like you've been taking years to get to this place here. One more card. And the Three of Cups. And now you shall have your debut, my friend. It looks like maybe you'll be going out there and being a little more social. It feels like somebody has been healing maybe over the winter months, or if you're in the other across the world, maybe you've been healing in the summer months, and now it's going to be fall and people are finally going to see who you really are or what you've been working on all this time. You might be even debuting a business, or maybe you're going into a group of people you've never met before. It could be that. We do have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy here. We have a lot of that. Taurus and Libra. We've got Sagittarius energy, Cancer. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. We've got Scorpio energy, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. All right. I like that. Oh, hold my earrings. Wait a second. Who am I hearing? Hang on a second, Taurus. Don't go away just yet. Yes, chinchilla. Hold my earrings while I make my debut. Okay, it's little girl gone. That's what I'm hearing. Something about holding earrings while I make my debut. I pack a punch backed into a corner. Honey. Oh, that's what it is. Honey. I've changed so much since I last saw ya. There it is. Chinchilla little girl gone, Taurus. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Gemini. Tell me about Gemini. We have the Five of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. Gemini, it feels like, I want to say that you have been by yourself, or you've been on the outside looking in. It feels like you've maybe been having a little bit of I want to say that this is probably up in the mind. It feels like you've been stuck in the mind, a prisoner of the mind, a prisoner of some thoughts that you've been thinking about. I feel like you've been stuck there. It feels like this is the problem here, the Five of Pentacles. I feel like you're feeling left out or on the outside looking in. It feels like you've been feeling alone, maybe detached from other people because of heartache or heartbreak. I feel like this is telling me with the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Wands, Eight Swords here and Eight of Wands is telling me you're moving away from that. It's time for me to get the heck out of this place where I've put myself in this place where I cannot stop thinking about the things that I went through that have given me this lack mindset. I think that's what the Five of Swords is. The Five of Swords is I can't stop thinking about the hardship. Two fives, though, tells me quick change. So I feel like this is the week where things finally get a little bit easier for you in terms of you getting out of your head. We've got the High Priestess. We've got the Six of Wands. And we've got the Two of Cups. So I feel like you are getting out of your head. I feel like it does feel like you maybe had a breakup, or maybe you had an argument with somebody. Maybe it's not a breakup. Maybe it's just a fight with a friend or a family member. But with the Six of the High Priestess and the Six of Wands tells me that you're being very quiet about maybe. It feels like there's like you were getting a lot of attention before from somebody who maybe you had feelings for or who had feelings for you. But I feel like you're quiet with that person this week. So it does feel like a disagreement, or we're on the outs, or we're not talking to each other, and it feels a little bit like disappointment, maybe not heartbreak, but it does feel like you two are going to begin to speak again to each other, it feels like. So if you have not been speaking to that person because of hardship or upset, or we couldn't agree on something, I feel like if this is somebody who's in your life, Two of Cups, as someone that you love, so whether you're dating them or it's a platonic or romantic, feels like here that things are going to start moving forward here. We got the King of Wands, we've got the Knight of Swords, and we have the Four of Wands. So I feel like the Knight of Swords is your energy, right? It's telling me that it's time to take a step forward, I want to say. Instead of taking back, take a step forward. Five Wands is telling me that you have some apprehension, though. That you have some apprehension that this could just resume an aggressive conversation that you're not interested in taking part in. I want to say that the King of Wands is somebody who's learned to roll back their fire just a little bit. And so I feel like this Ace of Wands that this King is holding here is telling me that you've been manifesting the coming back together of something or two people. It does feel like the Four of Wands. It could be a family member. It doesn't have to be. It could be someone you live with, someone you have lived with, someone that you are maybe engaged to, or maybe you two are arguing about where to live. Do we get engaged? Maybe we got engaged and now we're arguing about it. But it feels like this could be marriage as well. It feels like the Knight of Swords is telling me that you would like to move forward with this, like you want to move forward and past this, but it feels like there's a little bit of aggressive energy here, and I feel like that you're holding on to something is what it feels like, Gemini, that you won't let something go here. We've got the Four of Swords in the reverse. You've got to let it go. If you don't let it go, we resume back at the Five of Swords, which is right here, right? Which is we're not going to, we can't talk about the subject. It's like we have fundamental differences. We keep arguing and no, you're not going to think like me and I'm not going to think like you. So I feel like there's something here that you just can't let go. I'm not saying it's not legitimate, but I'm saying that there's something here that you can't let go of. And the universe is telling you, you've got to let it go. You've got to be more open. You've got to reach out or receive the call if it arrives, receive the text, or reach out to someone. Tell me about the outcome here for Gemini. We've got the King of Pentacles, we've got the Fool energy, and we've got the Nine of Cups. So the King of Pentacles, right? It feels like you are, what you're looking for is some sort of stability and happiness is what you're looking for. You're looking for a resolution is what it is here. I just want to open the new door. I want to open the new door, take a leap of faith, and I just want to open the new door to the new chapter. Can we just stop arguing about this thing? And can we just open the door to the new chapter? But I feel like it's something that you're not willing to let go of. It must be that important to you. I'm just going to say it doesn't sound petty. Like it sounds like it's something important that we need to iron something out or figure out our fundamental differences before we move in together, before we get engaged, before all of this stuff ensues. So it feels like you do want to be happy and you do want stability and to settle down, but it feels like this Fool energy here is like, I do want to open the new door, but we've got to settle this before we move into anything new, or this just isn't going to work out. Around the corner, we've got the Queen of Wands, so we've got soulmates at it here. Two people who are very kind of hard-headed, Sagittarius and Aries, right? Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy. Two people who are a little bit hard-headed, maybe very opinionated, right? Two people who is like, don't tell me what to do, and the other one's like, don't tell me what to do. It feels like that sort of energy. You might have fire, they might have fire, or maybe you two act in fire when you're with each other. We have the Seven of Swords. Oh, maybe that's it. I feel like you need the truth of something. Before you leave the Two of Wands, before you prepare to go here, before you prepare for all of this happiness and joy and success and victory, I need the truth. It feels like the Queen of Wands, whoever that is, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, feels like the Queen of Wands is somebody that you need the truth from them, whether they are feminine or masculine. And I feel like this is a face-off is what it looks like. Two people facing off. Like, you need to tell me the truth about everything or we're not going to the next stage. We're not getting engaged and we're not moving in together. So give me a little bit of reciprocity or this thing is not moving forward. I will walk away. I think that's what the Knight of Swords is there for. So we do have Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Gemini. We do have Cancer energy. We have Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. We have Pisces. We have Aries. We have Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. All right. All right. Let's look at Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the next 7 days. Tell me about Cancer. What is going on with Cancer, please? Tell me about Cancer. Cancer, we have the Four of Swords. Got the Sun. We've got the Hermit energy. And the Tower. You've had some big revelations. That's what it looks like, Cancer. You have had some really big revelations, or you will have this week. I feel like this is a continuation of some of the revelations you've been having in the past. Because it feels like you're going through a restructuring of your life or a renovation of your life or the way you think or the way you feel. It feels like you've been in Hermit energy for a while. And it feels as though that when I see the Sun and the Tower, it's like you're having major revelations or a major awakening because the Hermit is here. It's like you've now realized that you could definitely be part of the problem. That it's not always how someone else reacts to you, because we always are teaching each other lessons by how we react to each other, right? It does feel like that maybe you're coming to a realization about why you're no longer speaking with someone. Like, it might be, you know what, that person never belonged in my life. I don't need them there. But it also could be, oh, maybe that's why they stopped talking to me. Like, it feels like major revelations are going on here. So whether it is that you're having revelations about yourself or having some sort of a major, it feels like a major aha moment. It feels like, oh, that's what it is. That's what it feels like here. But I feel like you've been not really speaking to people or keeping to yourself, it feels like here. Healing. It might be healing of the mind, healing of the self. And I feel like in that time where you've been by yourself, you've made some really big discoveries about something here. We do have the Page of Wands. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Very interesting. And the Three of Cups. I kind of like that for you, actually. So the Wheel of Fortune is here. And the reason that all these major arcanas are showing up, look, you can't change what's going on when the majors show up. This is all of the energies when the major arcana show up. The universe is making some big changes. You are making big changes, big gains, I feel, because this is a major revelation, or now you see things. It's like the tower fell and you realize there's a road on the other side of the tower that you never knew was there. These are all the things that you thought you were, all the things that maybe when you looked in the mirror, maybe you didn't see the other things until the tower fell. And now you see all of the other different facets of the other side of your personality. It feels like clarity, though. Like, it feels like really good clarity. It's like, wait a second, they were treating me like this, like the Four of Swords, and I'm actually a pretty great person. Like, it feels like it's a major revelation that makes you very happy. When the Wheel of Fortune shows up, it's because there is a change that's happening. You are on the precipice of change, or something is about to move forward. It's like the wheel is changing. I'm doing this because it feels like it is like a crank, like we open a door or something moving forward here. I feel like you've grown up. I feel like intellectually, though. It feels like you're no longer taking risks, I want to say, or maybe some of the risks that you took in the past. You're like, wow, I'm surprised I lived through that. That was a little bit risky. But I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is telling me you're at a turning point that's going to make you very, very happy. You're realizing that who you are right now, going over yourself here, that you're pretty happy with who you are. I feel like this Virgo energy is telling me that you're pretty happy with what you see now, or that you've had some sort of major revelation after going over the self-audit, that you're realizing now that it was necessary for you to be in this hermit energy for a while to figure all things out here. I feel like you're possibly in this Six of Cups energy here. Okay, so I feel like you're in... Yeah, it's a revelation of, you know what? How could that person, if that person was my soulmate, why did they hurt me so bad? Why did they betray me and let me go? This is the release, right? The Ten of Swords, and then we have the Nine of Cups. So it does feel like somebody maybe walked out or walked away or ghosted you, possibly. The Four of Swords is here. It's like not really speaking to anybody all of a sudden. So it does feel like with the Nine of Pentacles, it feels like after some sort of really tough cycle that now you're on the other side of it here. You're feeling pretty confident. You're looking great. I feel like this is a major revelations you're having here. I feel like what you're doing is letting go of the past. I feel like it had you stuck there in a chokehold. I feel like it had you in a headlock a little bit here, but I feel like you're finally releasing some sort of betrayal that happened back there. And I feel like you're more confident now that you're on the other side of that. We have the Page of Swords. It's a lesson learned. I love that. So it feels like you've come to some sort of realization of information that you've received, or now you've really learned how to be confident. And look, I'm worth enough. I have self-worth. This is pre-Empress energy, whether you're feminine or masculine. I know what my worth is. That person that gave me up back there, their loss. It feels like you've learned that. This is the student. It feels like you've learned a lesson back here. Cancer, I love that for you. Tell me what the outcome is here for Cancer. We have the Six of Swords. Yep, moving on. Onward and upward, friend, is what it is. Yeah, moving on here to the Ace of Pentacles. Now I'm investing in me. I know that I'm strong. I know that I'm courageous. I know that people were holding back from me because the universe wanted it that way. They were not talking to me, or I wasn't talking to them, because I was supposed to be having major breakthroughs, revelations. I was supposed to be renovating my mind, my life, the way I thought about myself. I was supposed to be in this energy of the brand new me. And I feel like you are now moving on to better investments, right? To your abundance. You've got this pentacle, and now you know that where you want to plant it. And I feel like it's for you. It's not for anybody else. It's just for you. We've got the Three of Swords. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. And we've got, I like that actually, because it feels like this whole cycle of the self-mastery you were going through, and I feel like it might even been for a couple of years for some of you. It feels like it was heartbreaking, really hard. Like you really had to stare yourself in the face and say, what am I doing? What do I want for my life? And why was I allowing people to treat me any less than the Nine of Pentacles? Because I think you always had this worth, but I think that the Tower falling revealed it. I feel like that's what you found out in the Hermit energy, that you have this worth, and why was I allowing people to treat me a certain way when they should have been treating me this way all along? You know what it does? It makes you into this King of Pentacles here. You could have Earth energy. I always say you're the Taurus of all of the water signs, but it's like you now have, after this heartbreaking many years of going through this self-mastery energy, now you're in this place where you're confident. You're confident, you're settled, your finances are good, or they're about to pick up. It feels like you are in this King of Pentacles energy, master of your domain, settling into who you really are in your confidence. I really like that. And then we have the Four of Pentacles, and I'm never ever going to let anybody make me think anything less than that, because I put in the hard work. It feels like, oh, look, you might be about to meet somebody who also has put in the hard work. But I feel like the Four of Pentacles is saying, that's it. Boundaries are up, baby. You're never going to be able to take advantage of me again, because I've worked this hard on this. All right, let's look and see what signs we have for you here. Cancer, what a great reading. You guys haven't had a reading that strong from me in a while. You've been in a little bit of a struggle. So we do have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. We have Aquarius. We have Cancer energy there. That's your celebration energy, right? The Three of Cups. And we do have Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius. We have more Scorpio energy. More Scorpio energy. Look, Mars has been doing its thing in your sign. Holy heck. And now it's finally time for you to move forward here. We've also got Leo energy and Virgo energy. All right. Okay, I'm back. Y'all, I had to get my shawl. It's so cold here today. It is so cold. Mother Nature's taking her last swings at us right now before it starts to get a little bit warmer heading into spring. So it's pretty cold. All right, Leo, let's find out what's going on for you, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. This is your sneak peek for this week, Leo. Let's find out what's going on. Gosh, my hands are barely ready to shuffle here. All right. Leo, let's find out what's going on for you in the next 7 days. Tell me about Leo, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Ten of Wands. Lots of fire energy here this week. Taking action on some things. Things you might have been putting off or putting on the back burner, yeah. I feel like there's some major decision making that needs to go on here this week, Leo, is what it feels like. I feel like you've been holding back, or you've been in indecision about some things that surround your stability. And I feel like as you've been allowing those things to pile up, it feels like you didn't want to make decisions. You were holding back, sort of like you were in indecision with the Five of Wands. It tells me you didn't really want to make these decisions, but I feel like you're at a point now where there's so much pressure on you that you've got to get some relief. So I feel like the Judgment card is here with the Ten of Wands, because I feel like something here's got to give. And it feels like you need to make a decision to do something different than you always did, so you can get something different than you always got. And I think it all hinged on your stability here. We've got the Four of Wands. It could be about a soulmate for some of you. It could be about your home. It could be about selling a home, buying a home. It could have something to do, it does feel like it's something to do with your stability, possibly a relationship. Tell me why the Four of Wands is here, please. We have the Eight of Pentacles. So you've been working really hard on something. It could be yourself. It could be a self-mastery bit, but it feels like with the Eight of Pentacles, you've really been looking into the details and being very practical about something. Like you've gone over the analytics of everything. And I think that's why you've been holding back. I feel like because you know that when you make the decision once, you just want to make the decision once and you want to go forward with it. That's what the fixed signs do, right? Hold back, hold back, hold back, and then boom, take a leap, and then all of a sudden it's time to move forward again. So I feel like you were busy in the analytics here, figuring out what you should do, trying to be very careful with the details of something that has possibly to do something with your stability or your home. For some of you, it could be a committed relationship. That maybe you're ready to put the hard work in on a committed relationship. It could be that for some of you. For others of you, I feel like this has to do with finances or money or your job or your livelihood is what it feels like. The Four of Pentacles is here. And I feel like somebody's been saving money or saving up or saving, like it feels like you're going to do it all at once. So you're going to put down the down payment on the house, like a big chunk of money, or you're just going to decide it's time for the commitment and you're going to move forward with that for this kind of stability. For some of you, it is financial, like it might be in the workplace that you're like, no, I'm not giving them any more than they are giving me. If they want my commitment in how things are run in the workplace, then they're going to have to recognize me for how good I am at something. Because the Eight of Pentacles is also about being very good at something, right? The subject matter expert, going over details. You've been working at it so hard that you make it look easy. Tell me more about this Judgment here. It feels like it is a decision about stability, whatever that stability is for you. We do have the King of Swords, and you will be the final word. The King of Swords here tells me that when you do finally make up your mind, it's going to change everything, because the King of Swords doesn't really speak in idle chit-chat. The King of Swords will make small talk, but the King of Swords is somebody who isn't really into the idle chit-chat. It's like when I say something, it makes a big impact. When I finally do open my mouth, I'm ready to commit, or I'm ready for the new job, or I'm ready to clue the boss in and say, look, this is not how the things are going here anymore. I think that's the really big decision that you're making here. I feel like you are the final word. I want to say you are the person who is the official person. Like you're bringing the official word and saying, here are my terms. Are you in or are you not? We do have the Lovers in the reverse. And the Nine of Swords. It's like, I feel like this energy with the Lovers in the reverse tells me it's not really your choice. It's like somebody's pushing you into making a choice. It's like whether it's the universe is pushing you into making a choice or somebody else who's pushing you to make a choice about this, maybe this commitment, about the home, about buying the house, about the job, whatever it is, you're like, the Lovers in the reverse is telling me, look, I didn't want to, but you made me do it. And now maybe you're kind of worried about making this decision. You know what though? I think you're going to make the decision confidently, literally, I'm going to say factually. You're going to make it like the King of Swords would, head over heart. You're going to look at everything factually. And I feel like this worry is subsided once you make the decision here, because the King of Swords carries the last sword that brings it to the 10. And the 10 of Swords is like, it ends your worry because now we can release it and move on. So I feel like it's like the circumstances around you or people or a boss or somebody pushed you into making a decision you didn't want to have to make, but now you're making the decision. And we've got the High Priestess. I feel like the thing we don't understand about Leo sometimes, I know Leo because Leo's my son, but Leo is the sniper. Leo's the sniper. Leo's like making plans under the surface, and when they decide to stand up and come out and say, look, this is the way it's going to be, you can bet your bottom dollar that's the way it's going to be. That's what this feels like here. You kept quiet about it. It was under the surface. You were worrying about it. You were holding back. It was feeling like there was a lot of pressure on you to make some sort of a decision that is kind of feels like a life-changing decision. It's going to put you on a different trajectory here. And I feel that finally, after being quiet, you finally say something here. Tell me about what this is about here. Tell me what this is about. For some of you, it is about a relationship, about love. I feel like you've been standing in your feelings and you're finally going to say something to someone about how you're feeling. You're going to be honest. You're going to be honest and truthful and assertive, but not aggressive. But you're going to say, look, I've got my boundaries too. And if you want to come into my life, that's cool. We can do this because I feel like you're my soulmate, but there's got to be some boundaries. Like we have to figure out logically how we're going to proceed from here, because it's great to just fall into the pool of love, but we have to figure out a logical way to deal with all of this here. The Tower, it's a realization that if we're going to do it, let's do it. I'm going to jump in head first. You give me no choice but to finally say something about this, and now we are going to have to deal with it as we are. It's going to renovate your life. It feels like the Tower is telling me there is a shift in your mindset or a shift in your thinking, that you finally realize that maybe you really do have a lot of feelings or love for somebody, whether it's a friend, a family member, or in a romantic sense. Pardon me, there is no other cups here. So it could be platonic or romantic. Tell me about the outcome. We've got the Six of Cups, we've got the Five of Cups, and we've got the Page of Swords. So it does feel as though you were very focused, excuse me, very focused on something that you had lost, or feeling very regretful over a decision that maybe you didn't make because you were holding back. You were feeling like you couldn't move forward or didn't want the stability. It was like you were the wounded warrior. 5 and 4 is 9. It feels like you were at the edge of making a decision, but finally, when the 10 of Wands shows up, you're dropping the burden so you can make a decision to do something very different with your life than you've ever done. I think with the Page of Swords here, didn't have enough data. I want to say you didn't have enough data about the situation at the time when it presented itself to you, when the opportunity presented itself, you didn't have enough data. So whether it's the commitment or whether it's work, buying a house, I think you have enough information now. And I feel like this Five of Cups is like you started looking back on the history of maybe the way you deal with things, or maybe the history with someone that you love. It could be that. And you're like, I don't think I want to let this go. So tell me what's around the corner for Leo. What's around the corner is the Page of Wands, is the 8 of Wands, and the 7 of Pentacles. Now we're ready to put the hard work in on the conversation. So it's moving forward. It's conversation. Let's talk about this. It's taking a leap of faith and getting on a different page or a different path. And we're going to do it with boundaries in place. So it feels like now that I've got the look from the higher, I feel the higher ground is where you are. I'm now can see the people who have been cheering me on, and I thought before I should be defensive about that. And now I don't think that you need to be. I feel like there is somebody here who's cheering you on, whether they are platonic or romantic interest for you. 9 of Wands is here. We did call it out in the middle. I feel like you're going to be leaving the 9 of Wands for the 10 of Wands, Leo. That's what it looks like here. There's a decision I feel like is going to be made this week. So we do have Scorpio, we have Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy. We do have Pisces. We have more Gemini energy. We have Pisces and Virgo. We have a lot of Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy. And we also have some Taurus energy. All right. Tell me about Virgo, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Virgo. What's going on in the next 7 days for Virgo, please? Sneak peek for this week. Tell me about the next 7 days for Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Virgo, we've got the King of Swords. Tell me why the King of Swords is here. We've got the King of Wands. Why do we have the King of Wands? Look at this. We've got the Death card. Interesting. Something you say is about to change something here. I feel like you've been in the midst of some sort of transformational energy, and something that you are about to say is about to change everything. You're about to make a decision, I feel. The King of Wands, I feel, is the propeller on the boat. It feels like that. Excuse me. It feels like the King of Wands is the energy, or the energy moving forward. Now I've got to move forward. Now I'm motivated to make some sort of decision that I couldn't make before. And it feels like the Death card tells me that this is transformational, right? We've got the King of Swords, and above the King of Swords on this card are all the butterflies, transformational, right? So the decision you make is putting you on a different path. It's something brand new. And it feels like it's going to be ending one thing in order for you to be able to start another. For some of you, you could be moving. You could be leaving the place where you have been for a very long time and finding balance somewhere else. But it was a tumultuous decision, I feel. It wasn't one you made easily, but I feel like you did finally make a head over heart decision, is what it feels like here. We do have the Six of Pentacles. We have the King of Pentacles. And we do have the Four of Swords. I want to say that that I feel like you are making this decision because you've spent some time now healing your financial self or your stability. So it could be your, when the King of Pentacles shows up, it could be material goods, could be your relationships, it could be your home, it could be your children, it could be, buying a house, selling a house. It's about material goods. And then we have the Six of Pentacles next door. I really feel that you've made a decision that you're no longer just going to be giving out your time, giving out your energy, giving out your money. It feels like now you've got to heal and keep some of that for yourself. Because I feel like you are the King of Pentacles, right? You are Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You are a Virgo, right? And I feel like you've been giving too much of yourself to something or someone or a situation. And I feel like it's exhausted you. I feel like it's exhausted you, and it's time for you to not only heal yourself, but make better decisions for you and your abundance here. I feel like you're a person who's an overgiver. And of course, we know that about Virgo. Virgo's always the one who's in the service of everybody else, the caretaker, right? So I feel like you're finally making some sort of decision here to end something so another thing can progress, I want to say, and it might involve moving. It might involve moving house or a change of mind. It might be that you stopped thinking in a certain way, like you stopped a thought pattern and you changed your mind to do something else here. Tell me more. We've got the Seven of Swords. We've got the Ten of Cups. And we've got the Strength card. I think you're finding the courage to reach your full potential. I feel as though that you've been sort of navigating life, trying to not get caught up in things, caught up in people, keeping a lot of things under the surface. And maybe people see that as you not being very honest or truthful, or maybe they feel like maybe you're hiding something or try to get away with something. I don't think that's the case for you, Virgo. I feel like what you've been hiding is this want for the Ten of Cups. It almost feels like if you come out and say, look, I'm just looking for family, I'm looking for happiness, it feels like if you say it out loud, then you must go forward with it. And then other people might say, well, Virgo, last year you said you were going to be on this road to happiness. What's going on? I feel like you've been holding back from that because it feels too scary to receive it. It feels like it feels too scary to receive it. Yeah. So I think that you've been keeping it under the surface until now. But I think with the King of Swords and the Death card, you've changed your mind. It's time for you to reach for the stars, reach for the cups, reach for the rainbow is what it looks like here. Yeah. You've made a decision here. So I feel like it's a decision that I could go this way or I could go that way. It could go either way, but I feel like you are making a fully grounded decision about what's going on here. That's because your heart is healed. It feels like there may have been like an argument or a fight within the self. It feels like maybe intrusive thoughts or I can't do this or I don't think it's ever going to work out. But the Wheel of Fortune is here telling you different, that if you move forward here, you can build a legacy. I feel like you can take whatever has been in your memory, whatever, it's like I feel like you've watched your grandparents like through the years be together for 65 years and you want that kind of love. It feels like this Wheel of Fortune moving forward with the Six of Cups tells me I think you're going to get it. If that's what you want, I think you're going to get it. I feel like the reason that you're maybe feeling a little cynical or maybe in swords is that, or maybe that you couldn't move or make a decision is because of the Three of Swords here. And I feel like your heart is healing now these days. I feel like you're becoming more healed, I want to say. What's the outcome here for Virgo, please? We've got the Five of Cups. We've got the Four of Cups, and we have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. So it does tell me that there are some regrets from the past. And I feel like you are, maybe you lost a relationship back there. Maybe you get a divorce. Maybe you don't want to be like your parents because maybe they split up early. But it feels like there is some sort of nostalgia here, and it feels like you are moving forward to happier times. But they are like the happier times that you had in your mind from the past back there, or maybe it's a past life. It could be that. But I feel like this Four of Cups is telling me that I don't want to stay in my comfort zone. I'm not going to stay in my comfort zone. It's time for me to move forward here. I feel like with the Ten of Swords in the reverse, it's telling me that something must end first before you can move forward. But I think the Death card is here. So I feel like transformation is here. I feel like you are releasing something, which is, I feel the scars on your heart possibly. Around the corner is the Page of Wands. The Five of Swords called it out here, right? Five of Swords shows up. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. And so it tells me that you go from this place of intrusive thoughts and feeling like, you know, this person's head is down, right? Should I go on that path? Should I not? People in the background, I do have to walk away from some people. It feels like you find the confidence to do all of this. And as you do that, I feel like the Wheel of Fortune shows up with your destiny and says, okay, well, now we know you're ready. So if you're ready, let's go. Let's do it. The Empress, you are the Empress. I feel like you've stepped into this Empress energy, whether you are feminine or masculine. I feel like you have stepped into this psychic Empress energy here. And I feel like you're not telling anyone your plans. I feel like you're just walking away. You're not giving any explanation. You're just saying, it's time for me to go. I have to do the things that I've got to do for me. Tell me about all of these signs here. We've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius as well. We've got Leo energy. We've got a lot of swords. So I would say Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. We've got Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Taurus and Libra is here as well. All right, Libra. Speaking of Libra, tell me about Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Sneak peek for the next 7 days, please. The next 7 days. Part of this week, part of that week. Tell me the next 7 days, please, for Libra. Tell me about Libra. We've got the Star in the reverse, Libra. We've got the Five of Wands. You're holding back because you've kind of lost hope that something is going to come to fruition or work out here. Got the Six of Cups, and we have the World card. I feel like you're giving up on something. That's what it feels like, Libra. And maybe not just giving up on it, saying, look, I just give. Maybe it's not that. I think it's like you're purposefully closing the door. I feel like there is possibly a connection here, or some memories it could be. It's like I've got to stop thinking about what went on back there, because I think that's what's holding you back. The Five of Wands is indecision. It's competition, it's indecision, it's lack. I'm sort of beating myself up over something that went on back there. And for some of you, it could have been a soulmate connection. For others of you, it feels like it's nostalgic thoughts, feelings from the past. And it feels like they're hopeless feelings, like I'll never have that again. So I feel like you've decided, I've got to walk through the portal. I've got to close this chapter of feeling bad about things that didn't work out for me. And it's time for me to start something new here. That's what it looks like. Tell me about the Star in the reverse. We've got the Eight of Wands. We've got the Knight of Cups. And we have the Eight of Cups. So it does feel like some of you here, it feels like if you are looking at this as something to do with being a love reading, it does feel like you're now taking action on walking away from the emotional memories of some sort of connection. I think that's why you're closing the door. I feel like you've lost hope that, you know, they're not coming back around and I'm not reaching out to them. And I feel like you're closing a chapter of your life of something that kept you waiting. It kept you holding yourself back from life in the future. And I feel like the World card is telling me that this is really quite an accomplishment or a milestone for you, that you're finally able to let go of this thing that you know or you knew was never going to come to fruition. We're never going to get back together. It's never going to be like it was. Even if you did get back together, it's never going to be like it was. We've got the Four of Wands. It tells me that it gives you, this closing of the door gives you some stability in your life. Now you're no longer waiting for something or waiting on someone or waiting for someone to bring you flowers. You're ready to plant the garden on your own. It's giving you some stability here. We've got the Knight of Wands, and I feel like this week is the week that you feel that. It feels like you've decided, you know what, I'm just going to be brave. I'm just going to brave it. I'm going to do the things I need to do for me, and whatever will be added to me will be added to me. I feel like with the Eight of Swords that you were probably stuck in as a prisoner of the mind for a really long time about these nostalgic feelings that you had. And we have the Moon energy. So I feel like what was happening here is that you were kind of holding back, or sort of in a pattern of being stuck, because you were in the midst of doing some shadow work. Maybe you wouldn't call it that, but you were in the midst of really digging deep into the emotions of you, and it was dark and scary down there. I feel like you were really taking time to really dig in and say, you know what, it's time for me to be honest with myself. I got to get out of this Eight of Swords energy, which is the place of being trapped in the mind. Your hands are tied. I can't do anything. And I feel like the star in the reverse in this particular reading is a good thing. I feel like you ran out of hope, or you decided that this is a hopeless situation. It's time for me to close the door. So I feel like, I'm hearing Miley Cyrus, I can bring myself flowers. So that's what I'm hearing here. So the World card and the Moon card, it tells me that you've decided that it's time for you to get out of this place where you've been wandering about in the dark, bumping into things. And that's where the Eight of Swords has got you. I feel like you're out. I feel like you're out of that. And it feels like you had to be brave. Look, it takes a lot of bravery to realize that you have shadow work to be done and actually jump in there and do it, because it can be terrifying. Those things that you find out in your shadow work can be terrifying. Absolutely. Tell me what the outcome is here for Libra. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. Building yourself up here. We've got the Ace of Wands and the Page of Swords. I love that energy, actually. Libra, the Seven of Pentacles is telling me you've got the seeds in hand. You've now thrown your seeds of intention, and you're off on another intended path. What you intended to do, instead of being stuck here, feeling like the prisoner of the mind where someone else had you stuck in some sort of feelings. It feels like the Seven of Pentacles is telling me now you're ready to nurture your own life, put in the hard work for you. You know, when we get to the seven, we're like planting the seeds, right? Making our intentions of what we're doing in the past. So I think you're building toward a future, a brighter future here. And it looks pretty exciting, I think. Once you finally let go of all of this Moon energy here, I feel like the Ace of Wands is telling me that the future is actually quite exciting. And the Page of Swords is telling me that this is a lesson you had to learn, that you had to be stuck here for a while in order to know what it felt like to be free. I feel like the Page of Swords with that sword is like cutting you free, but it also is like, this is the student, right? This is the lesson learned. This is clarity. I'm willing to explore the Ace of Wands. I'm willing to look at life in a more exciting and a more exciting way, I would say, a more creative way, rather than hanging out in the Moon energy. I feel like you're out of the Moon energy this week. And that means that you won't be so moody. It means that your mood will be better. Tell me what is around the corner. We do have the Queen of Cups. Yep, there it is. The Queen of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, and the Hierophant in the reverse. So the Queen, you can see that one. She's pouring the cup out. You're like, you know what? I'm done with it. It's emotional, but I think I'm just going to let it go. I'm just not going to be here, sitting here, waiting and hoping that somebody is going to come by and take my cup. I'm just going to pour it out. I feel like that this is probably self-love, because I think that you like had this cup and you were waiting for someone else to come get it. And I feel like you're now pouring it back into you. You've realized that you've got to nourish the self first before you can give anything to anyone else. The Three of Pentacles is telling me that you're now building a foundation, probably a foundation of love for yourself. It feels like you're on this self-exploration thing. And we've got the Hermit in the reverse. So it means a few things to me. It means that you've decided you're not following that path anymore. You're going on a different path. When the Hierophant is in the reverse, I'm not following the rules anymore. I'm not going by the book. I'm making my own rules. This is somebody who is like, I'm not listening to the doctrines anymore. I'm now making my own doctrines. And so I feel like you've decided to release yourself from some sort of a path that you were on, that you were stuck on, that you wouldn't step off of no matter what. It feels like the Hierophant in the reverse can also tell me there's never going to be a commitment here. Even if we did get back together, I've lost hope. There's never going to be a commitment here. It's time for a new path. Oh, look at that. The Tower shows up with the Fool. So the Tower showing up with the Fool tells me that it's a renovation of your thoughts, renovation of your life, renovation of the actions. So the World is here and the Fool is here. And it's like, you know, the Tower is in between the World and the Fool. So it does feel like there's a complete and total renovation of the mind, of the thoughts, learning lessons, getting out of this energy where maybe it was really dark by yourself. Maybe you felt stuck there. I feel like you are on the road to something really wonderful. I feel like you now feel like I can do it on my own. I don't need anybody else to do it with me. Yeah, I can do it on my own. So we've got Pisces and Cancer. We've got Scorpio, Aries, Sagittarius energy, Taurus, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. And we've got Aquarius energy. All right. Liberation. That's who you are. I like it. Tell me about Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Scorpio for the next 7 days. Tell me about Scorpio. Tell me about Scorpio. Tell me about Scorpio the next 7 days, please. Scorpio, we ask for you and you shall appear. There we are. Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, because we're in a general reading, but that is the card of Scorpio. Tell me more about the King of Cups, please. It's really auspicious, a good sign when you show up in your reading here. We have the Seven of Cups. We've got the Three of Wands. I feel like you're walking away from something or pulling your energy away from someone, something, a situation, a job, a person. Emotionally, you're pulling away from that. 8 cups are here. You've got the cup in your hand. The 8th cup, the 7 was here. And I feel like you're leaving something or pulling your energy away from something in favor of the adventure. You're no longer waiting for someone to bring something to you. I feel like you've made your decision. And when you make your decision, Scorpio, we know there's no going back, right? You're a fixed sign. So when you make your decision, you make your decision. But I feel like the 7 of Cups is telling me you dreamt about it, or that you were... you had a lot of options or opportunities about what you could do. It feels like you just decided to toss the cup. You're like, no, I'm out, and it's time for me to go on some adventure. I feel like you're about to do something for yourself, Scorpio. Like it feels like go on a trip, or maybe, and it feels like you're like maybe going to do it for yourself, by yourself. I don't think you're going with anybody. Excuse me. All right. We do have the 4 of Pentacles, and you're not telling a soul. You're not saying a damn thing. It feels like this the energy here is that it's time for things to expand for you, and I feel like you're just keeping it quiet, because that's what Scorpio would do, right? You're just keeping your plans quiet, strategically planning. And everybody's going to eventually turn around and go, wait a second, I thought Scorpio was back there. Did you see Scorpio? Like all of a sudden you're gone. You're off the radar, and people are like, wait, where did he go? Where did she go? Where did Scorpio go? Tell me where Scorpio went. Tell me about Scorpio, please. We have the 9 of Swords. We have the Queen of Cups. And we have the Tower. It feels like you've realized that you have a soulmate, and I feel like it scares the hell out of you. Yep. I feel like you're keeping something quiet because it's nobody's business. But I also feel like this Queen of Cups is somebody who mirrors your energy. The Tower energy is the shift. It's like a realization. Something is shifting, something is changing. And I feel like what's changing is your feelings about someone. It feels like you are finally realizing that after a long time of worry, it almost feels as though you were scared that somebody was going to take advantage of you, or that there was no future with someone. But I feel like you can't ignore the Tower. Like we never can ignore the Tower. You might even be in that Tower energy right now, and you might feel like things are falling apart around you, and that might be why you left or disconnected from whatever was going on back here. It might have been because of the Tower, because things are falling down around you, and it's because things must change. When you make a decision, to when you're at this place making this decision with the Three of Wands, and not telling anybody, the universe can still hear you. And I feel like where there was confusion, there's no longer confusion. We've got the Devil energy, we've got the Eight of Wands, and we've got the Six of Wands. So I feel like there is victory to be had here. I feel like the Devil and the Tower together is telling me that there is a breaking down of something here. And I feel like it's the doubts or the fear that you had that things weren't going to work out. I feel like you're ready to communicate or ready to take a shot at something. I think it's victory or success. I feel like you're ready to go home, or you're ready to get on the horse and go. We got somebody here who's got a wreath around their head, and then they've got a victory wreath. And the victory wreath, I think you're trying to find someone to place that on their head. Because I feel like, back in the days, back in the medieval times, that's how you knew that somebody was betrothed. They had identical wreaths on their heads before they started wearing rings to show that they were betrothed. So I feel like this Tower is showing up here to shift your mindset, so you won't be scared, so you won't feel in lack. It's breaking down the Devil energy, which is allowing you freedom and release. We see the Eight of Wands releasing, right? Taking your shot at something here. We do have the Ten of Swords. I kind of love it because the Nine of Swords is here. Ten of Swords means you're no longer wandering about in the worry. Now the Ten of Swords is, I'm just going to release the Devil. I'm going to release this place where I was in fear, where I had doubt, where I felt chained to the thought that things were never going to work out. I feel like you are moving forward on a connection, I think. It does feel like a soulmate connection here. But it's through some sort of a realization. And I feel like it had you confused. You really weren't sure what to do. Tell me what the outcome is for Scorpio, please. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. And the Three of Pentacles. All right. It feels like something's crossing over here. What am I hearing? Hang on. What is that? Sorry. Let me just shuffle for a minute. This is why I shuffle, y'all, because it helps me with my clairvoyancy. Okay, look, I'm not Italian. Well, I do have Italian heritage, but I know zero Italian. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, for those of you who may have seen the movie Eat, Pray, Love, at the end of the movie, he says to her in Italian, it's time to cross over. It feels like it's time to cross over from some sort of friendship into love. Attraversiamo is I think the word. If you're Italian and you know Italian, please tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. Yes, that's what it feels like here. You're crossing over. That's what it is. You're crossing over from one place to another, a place of emotion from a place of being friends or pentacles is what it feels like. What's around the corner for Scorpio is the Queen of Swords. Being honest, I'm really attracted to you. It's not only the depth that we have. It's not only the psychic connection. It's not only that you mirror me and I mirror you in terms of compassion and love and kindness and depth. Deep like the ocean is what this connection is telling me. And then we have the Knight of Wands here. And I feel like you've decided that you're just going to tell somebody, yes, what you've been feeling is true. It's the truth. I am very attracted to you. And the Ace of Wands is here. There is a decision as you say this, that the decision is already made here and things are moving forward. And now you've left yourself open to this place where, am I going to get my heart broken? I don't think you are. No, I don't think you are. Look at that. Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Cups, Two of Cups. It all moves in the direction you were hoping that it would. That it starts from friendship. You cross over, attraversiamo. You cross over into romance, which then ends up being love. And I feel like the Wheel of Fortune here is saying it is divine timing. Well, isn't that kind of beautiful? The Knight of Swords tells me that it's time for us to talk about it, right? Temperance, time for us to talk about things in divine timing. That sometimes things work out the way they should. I feel like there's movement here now, finally, after feeling stuck or that things were slowed to a halt for a very long time. All right. So we've got Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. We know that because we have the King and the Queen here, but we also have Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius energy. More Leo, more Sag. We've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, Capricorn. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio. There we go. And Gemini. All right. These are kind of interesting readings this week. I really love it. There's some big changes about here. I think it's because of that full moon. So here we are, Sagittarius, my fire fam. How are ya? Thank you so much for showing up here. I appreciate you. Let's find out what's going on for you in the next 7 days, Sag. Tell me what's going on in the next 7 days for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. All right, they're falling out the deck, friend. We've got the Nine of Swords, and we've got the Moon. It's like, I don't know what I'm worried about, but it feels like I should be worried about something, but I'm not really sure what I'm worried about. It feels like a feeling because it's like something you can't see, but something you're feeling and you can't identify it, Sag. Tell me about Moon. The Two of Swords. And the Knight of Cups. So, Sag, I feel like over the full moon, you really let go of some things. It feels like you lightened your load or you let go of some things. The Two of Swords here saying that you had a decision to make or you had a choice to make between two things. And I feel like rather than choosing to stay in the dark, stay in this deep emotional energy by yourself, I feel like that's what was causing some of the anxiety maybe that you were feeling. And I'm not diagnosing you, I'm just saying the feelings of anxiety, right? It feels like you finally have made a decision that I don't want to be in the moon energy. I don't want to be holding my feelings down in dark in the moon energy. I want to express my love. Yeah, it feels like you're about to be vulnerable with somebody. I want to express my emotions. So it's maybe not necessarily love. We don't know that yet. But the Knight of Cups is kind of the dreamy one, is a little bit passive in their energy. But I feel like it's taken you a little bit of time to get to this place of making this decision. I feel like you may have been stuck in this Nine of Swords energy. Look, we all get stuck there once in a while because we know that if we get to the 10, that means we got to release something. And sometimes we feel more comfortable with worry than we do with not having that worry. We feel more comfortable with the worry than just giving it up to the universe and saying, fine, I trust you. Bring me what I need. We do have the Lovers card here. We have the Page of Pentacles. And we have the Knight of Wands. So I feel like there's somebody here that maybe you have your eye on. It does feel like it is a little bit of romantic energy because the Lover showed up here. And of course, the Lover is the choice. And I feel like that you've chosen to give somebody your energy. It feels like it's, I feel like with the Nine of Swords, it's almost like you were holding back because you didn't want to get hurt, because you didn't want a repeat of last time. You didn't want this cycle to show up like all other cycles. But I feel like the Knight of Wands is telling me that there is somebody here who has their eye on you or you have your eye on them. There is a lot of sort of passion or desire here, a desire to begin again or to see somebody face to face. And I feel like it is the Lovers. It feels like there are romantic feelings here, but I think it's freaking you out just a little bit. And the Knight of Wands could be somebody who just didn't give you any stability back there. If it is true, maybe the Knight of Wands is showing up as the Page of Pentacles and saying, look, I'm ready to put in some hard work. I'm ready to give you some stability here. Should we do this? And I think that's what scares you, is that this person, whether they are a friend, a family member, or somebody that you're in love with, I feel like this person is somebody who you've experienced instability with before. This is a person who didn't give you any stability, and that's what worries you. If I do invest because I do know that this person is a soulmate, then what? Then I'm leaving myself open to getting hurt again. And the Two of Swords tells me that that's not what you want. You don't want to be hurt again. We have the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Cups, and we have the Three of Wands. I feel like this this Knight of Wands is showing up with a lot of stability. It feels like this person is ready to settle down. No more game playing. No more situation where we come and go. It's like somebody has chosen you here. the King of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. This person has walked away from or disconnected emotionally from things that don't matter. I feel like with the moon here, we've got the full moon, the full moon, the full moon. I feel like there's been a full moon release here, is what it feels like. And someone is ready now to be on the adventure. I think they're choosing the Ace of Wands here. Your energy is the Three of Wands. That is Sagittarian energy. I think I have something that's buckled here. Hang on. Thought I saw a card buckled. Okay, well, maybe not. Thought I did. All right, we have the Four of Pentacles. So, you know what? I feel like it's an energy of, I don't know if I can trust it. I don't know if I want to let this person in. The Four of Pentacles is boundaries. It's like shutting things down, hiding things. I'm not really sure if I want it. So I feel like there is a decision here that you have to make, because somebody is showing up claiming that they do want to settle. They do want to try. They do want to put more effort into something here. And they want to explore or expand. And you're not sure if you want it. What's the outcome here for Sagittarius? We have the Five of Swords, but we have a lot of fundamental differences. We have the Two of Wands. So somebody's going to ask you to make a choice, and I feel it's probably in the next couple of weeks. If it's not this week, you might hear about this week, but somebody might want your answer in a couple of weeks. For me, Wands are weeks, and it feels like you're holding back because the Five and the Two of Wands are here. You're holding back. You have indecision. I'm not really sure. Does this person still have people in the DMs? Is there still competition? I feel like we could be talking about a Leo. We do have 2. 3 more is 5, and then 1 is 6. 6 of Wands is Leo energy. We could be talking about a Leo, or somebody who's just beautiful, that you're very attracted to them. I feel like this person is showing up as the King of Pentacles. Look, I want to get some stability with you, but I don't know that you're ready. I feel like the Five of Swords, it's like either intrusive thoughts, or it's like you know that your lives are very different, that there's very big glaring differences, things we don't agree on. You may have different political views, different religious views. Like there's a lot of differences here. But this is sort of like an undeniable connection of the lovers. It's something you're having a hard time letting go of. Maybe you finally did let this person go over the full moon, and that's why they come running, right? Sometimes that happens too, and you finally put your back to it. And we have the Emperor. Wow. So somebody is showing up here as all of it here. They are showing up with someone as stable and secure, showing up as someone who's ready to be a father, or ready to be, the person who is the provider. This person might ask you to make a decision in the next couple of weeks, but I feel like you're worried about these differences of opinion. I feel like there is a lot of attraction here. Tell me about the Five of Swords. I'm just wondering why you're hesitant, because I feel like everything's in place here except you don't trust this person. That's what it feels like. We've not built any trust. Tell me about the Five of Swords. 5 and 2 is 5, 7, right? Yeah, there's no trust here. That's what it is. There's no trust. So we've got the Temperance card. We've got the 9 of Wands in the reverse. And we've got the Fool. Very interesting. Should I come up from behind the fear wall and take a leap of faith? It feels like the right time. It feels like everything is in place. Tell me what's around the corner. The Temperance card is here. Are we finally going to heal these differences we have? Or maybe it's time for us to go slow because we have Pentacles, right? We have a lot of Pentacles. The Emperor will move slow. All the Kings has a lot of wisdom. So I feel like it's time to heal this distrust. Like it feels like somebody wants to build something slow and show you or prove to you that they're the real deal. Tell me what's around the corner. We've got the 5 of Wands, we've got the 4 of Cups, and we've got the 10 of Wands. So I feel like you are hesitant to come out of your comfort zone, or hesitant to come out of this place where you finally have found yourself in emotional balance. And do I drop the Wands? I feel like you're going to do it. Some of you are, some of you aren't. Like, I'm not making one blanket statement for everybody, but I see that you see the potential in this. I could be holding myself back from the 10 of Cups, but is this person going to rock my energy again? Because I feel like this person is somebody who just, they were in the page energy. They were a game player. They were someone who you were in this friends with benefits thing. When I see the pentacles up next to the Knight of Wands, that's what it says to me, that you fell for this person, but they were playing games, or there was a friends with benefits thing that never really turned out to be anything. Now this person, I feel, is somebody who is interested in trying again. Can we move slow? Can we trust each other? Can we fall in love? It feels like this somebody is your soulmate, and it feels like there's an incredible attraction here. Like I said, it could be a Leo energy. Let's look at the other energies that are here. Leo and Sagittarius are like crazy energetic, charismatic connection, right? That's a really wow connection, like in terms of passion. So we do have Gemini, we have Pisces, we have Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We have Cancer and Pisces. We've got Aries, more Aries energy. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. We've got more Sagittarius energy. We've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. All right, then. Ooh, Sag. Decisions. Tell me about Capricorn. Tell me about Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about the Cappies, please. Earth cousins. Let's find out what's going on with Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the next 7 days. Ooh, what flipped here? 5 of Swords. Why is that? Tell me about Capricorn, please. We've got the Death card. Okay, so it's the end of the intrusive thoughts. Feels like we're no longer fighting or arguing. Somebody's no longer standoffish, I want to say. Could be you. You're at the end of a cycle here. You've decided, you know what, maybe it is time to put these wands down. Because, you can be walking around, like, I look at this as the armor, right? Somebody who's in this energy of the Nine of Wands has been hurt a lot. And so Brene Brown says that, we all got our armor on and we're walking around in our armor and we're bumping into each other. And it's like, nothing can hurt you, but nothing can get in either. So I feel like you're deciding to put down the weapons, put down the wands, is what it feels like here. And we've got the Queen of Pentacles. That's your energy, but of course, Taurus and Virgo, because we're in a general reading. Look, the Wheel of Fortune's here on the bottom of the deck, which means that something is about to change. This is a turning point in your life. I feel like you are putting down the weapons or coming out from behind some sort of fear wall. It feels like this is around the corner for you. There's one wand left to bring you to the 10 of Wands, and so one wand for me is a week. Could happen this week, could happen next week. You could be preparing to put down the weapons this week. I feel like you're at the end of a cycle of being hurt over and over and over again, and you're about to enter a cycle of real stability and abundance. I feel like you've been really taking care of yourself, like your health-wise, your money, your stability, whether that means home or family or planting a garden, whatever it is. It feels like that something is about to go right in divine timing here. Imagine that. Something's about to go right, Capricorn. Tell me about the Five of Swords. I just caught the way I said that. Tell me about the Five of Swords. We've got the Chariot. Yep, time for things to move forward. We got to move away from this Five of Swords energy, which is a place where you're feeling very defensive, right? Sort of feeling like we were at odds. I was at odds all the time with everyone. And I'm not saying it wasn't for legitimate reasons. Maybe you were trying to protect yourself from other people. That's what the Nine of Wands is. Because the Nine of Wands is a place where you keep getting hurt over and over again. So I really think legitimately you were in the Five of Swords, really maybe it might have been the ego protecting the self, right? It could be that. Tell me about the Chariot. We've got the Two of Cups. And we've got the World card. So I feel as though you're about to let love in, is what it feels like. I think you're about to let love in, friend. I feel like you are at a place now where you're not feeling as defensive. It feels like with the Chariot energy being here that maybe you kept everything submerged. but I feel like it's time. Like I feel like when the Chariot shows up, it tells me that things are beginning to balance. Your masculine, feminine energies are beginning to balance. Also, it means success, right? Driving quickly, moving forward, movement to success. I feel what you're moving forward to is the Two of Cups. I feel like the World card is telling me this is a milestone for you. I feel like you are coming out of possibly a year of saying, I am over people. I'm over relationships, I'm over friendships, and I'm over those people in my family who are trying to get on my bad side. I feel like this World card is telling me that you've accomplished something here. This is a milestone for you, and now you can carry forward into some sort of new cycle. Tell me more about this. We've got the Ten of Cups. I love it. Look, it's beautiful. It's harmony. You've now got harmony, friend. I love that for you. We've got the King of Pentacles. High Priestess. Look, you are letting love in. And I feel like you're about to meet your match. I feel like this King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, they are the one who build the financial empire. And you are doing it in a family way or in happiness or the coming together of two people. I feel like some of you may have not met this person yet because the High Priestess is here. Or if you know this person is someone who's hiding their feelings because they are the King of Pentacles. They are someone with a lot of potential material worth, and maybe they just aren't really ready to share their stability with anybody just yet. But I feel like if you haven't met this person yet, that you will. And I feel like you already know that because the High Priestess is here. You could have a Pisces connection. We do have the Eight of Swords. So I feel like that this person has not come forward yet. But I feel like for some of you, they might be in your pentacle world, right? This is Pentacles, the 3D energy. So it's somebody who's already in your world. You might know this person. They could be a business owner. They could be someone who is like an actuary or an accountant or maybe a loans officer at a bank. There's someone who deals in money and abundance and stability. So I feel like this person is somebody that is overthinking the situation and they're not quite ready to come forward. But I feel like you are going to be meeting someone because, it's like everybody has to be in their positions. They have to overcome their things. You have to overcome your things. And I think that's what this story is. It's about a king overcoming their fear that if they say something that they're not going to get what they want. But it's also you with the fear of coming out from behind the fear wall and accepting or receiving. Receiving can be really hard, especially when you've been on your own for a long time. It can be really hard to receive love, kindness, help, stability, someone supporting you. It can be really hard. Tell me what the outcome is, please. We have the Strength card in the reverse. We have the King of Cups in the reverse. And we have the Four of Swords. So I feel like this Strength in the reverse is giving me inner strength energy. It feels like you're not quite ready. I'm going to say you're not quite ready. The Four of Swords is here. I feel like the part you're at right now is you're trying to heal some sort of emotional thing. It feels like the King of Cups in the reverse is someone who has no emotional intelligence, or somebody who maybe melts down when things go wrong, or instead of talking things out logically, we sort of get overly emotional about it. So I feel like this might be the inner work because the strength is in the reverse here. And to me, strength in the reverse is not weakness, it's inner work. It's like I'm trying to be strong. It's inner strength, right? So I'm trying to teach myself. I feel like you're not quite ready for it, and that might be why some of you haven't met this person yet. But it does feel like the Four of Swords tells me that you are spending time healing, I'm going to say. That you might definitely be in the Nine of Swords energy right now. Tell me what's around the corner here for Capricorn. Nine of Swords energy being a little bit of nervous energy about the future. Capricorn, we've got the Hanged Man. So you are in a pause at this time, trying to get perspective about what to do next. Should I buy a house? Should I sell a house? Should I get some stability? How do I get stability? It feels like I want to say that stability is a perspective. Look, you could be somebody who maybe doesn't carry a mortgage, but maybe you rent or lease your home, and that's the place where you've been for 15 years. That is stability. But maybe you just don't own it. I'm going to say that the Four of Wands is like, do I want to rent? Do I want to buy? I need a perspective about how I'm going to approach my stability and my happiness. And we do have the Five of Cups because I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be sad sitting here waiting for someone to buy me flowers. I want to plant my own garden. And then we have the 10 of Wands. Oh, I love that. Because we have the 9 of Wands here. So I feel like you are dropping these burdens here. You are dropping some burdens. We have the 9 of Cups. You're opening up to receive. I love that. Look, it's a process, right? It's a process. If you've been hurt for years, over and over and over again, it's really a big process to be able to receive. But, you know, the 9 of Cups is always around us, but not all of us are ready to receive because it's a little bit terrifying. I feel like you're very focused on putting in a lot of hard work in your happiness. And this is very much about movement for you. So you could be moving, or that is movement. The 6 of Swords. We do have Pisces energy here, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We have Scorpio energy here as well. Yeah, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo energy. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Leo, more Scorpio, lots of Scorpio energy. You might be a psychic friend. You could have a Scorpio placement possibly. All right, Aquarius, we're almost to the end of the season. Gosh, I don't think I've ever gotten more done in a season than I did in Aquarius season. I changed my mind. I changed my direction. I changed how I plan. I'm doing more things in my life. I started working out. There's so many things that I have changed just because of my thought process. So thank you for this beautiful season. For those of you who are on the cusp, you beautiful Aries, Pisces cusps, this is kind of becoming one of my favorite energies. And thank you so much for this beautiful season. So happy birthday to you if you have a birthday within the next couple of days. And yeah, I hope you're well. So let's find out what's going on. Tell me about Aquarius. Oh, I feel that you are very calm. I don't know why I'm feeling that. It feels like you're very serene. Tell me what's going on here. Oh, look at that. Very interesting, right? The Hermit. Are you spending time by yourself? Because that's what the Hermit is. The Hermit is spending time going over the self. It's the self-audit. It also is a place where we go for healing, but we go there alone with barely anything with us, right? Just the clothes on our back. I feel like you've been in the dark for a bit, Aquarius, and I feel like this is the beginning of your healing. True depth of healing is the audit of the self. When you realize that it's not about everything that was going on out there. It's not about your job. It's not about the terrible friend. It's not about, the relationship that broke up. It's not about any of that. It's about you and your healing. It's about you and finding your light. I kind of love that. Very cool. Tell me more. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the 5 of Swords. You stopped fighting your mind. I love it. You stopped fighting your mind. I feel as though you're it feels like it's a feeling of acceptance, I want to say. And it's so important. Radical acceptance of the present moment is the only way you can move forward. You're accepting yourself for who you are, I want to say. And the Page of Wands is someone who maybe takes a few risks, right? Someone who is decided to get out and get on a new path. I'm going to burn it up. I want to say that the Queen of Swords is giving me the energy that you are finally in this place of you've got your boundaries. You're being very honest and truthful with yourself. I feel like you moved somewhere, or you made a move, or maybe you've moved temporarily. It feels like you're moving forward for sure. But you're leaving something behind, and it was things that were giving you indecision. So I'm going to say that with the 2 swords down here, it feels like that there was decisions that you had to make that I feel like now you're in the free and clear to make because of this healing that you've done, and now you're trusting yourself a little more. It does feel like you are, this is a time of really being honest with you. Being introspective, reflective is what it feels like here. Tell me about Virgo, please. Tell me about the Hermit. So whatever it is, wherever you are, I think you're on your own path doing it by yourself, because the Page of Wands is here. We have the 2 of Swords. Yeah, complete and total peace. You're at peace with the decisions you're making or have made. We've got the Chariot. emotional decisions. And we've got the Lovers. So I feel like you are auditing a lot. Yep. You're in the forensic audit here is what you're doing. You're digging deep. I feel like you have finally come to a place of peace with some sort of decision you made about maybe a romantic connection. It could be that, but the Lovers is also a choice. So I feel like it was your choice to move forward. It was your choice to put your feelings back under the surface or submerge your feelings. It was your choice to get your emotional and not emotional, but feminine and masculine energies in balance. I feel like that's what you're doing right now. Yeah. You're deciding where you're at. Where am I? Where am I in that place of feminine, masculine balance? Which way am I leaning? Am I being too aggressive? Am I not being aggressive enough? Like it feels like that sort of energy. Tell me more. The Seven of Pentacles. So you are now living with intention. I feel like that's what's come from this Hermit energy, that you're like, no more screwing around. I have to do things intentionally now. And so I feel like you are intentionally planting your pentacles. It also feels like this has been a long wait, because Virgo energy and the Seven of Pentacles energy, it feels like it's been a long time coming, I want to say. Maybe not necessarily a long wait, but maybe it took you a long time to make a decision. But you are a fixed sign after all. You're going to take time making a decision anyway. We do have Justice. I love it. And the Fool. That's beautiful. Beautiful energy. So after a long time of waiting, you're getting your justice because you have finally opened the door. I feel like this is a process of trust. I'm just hearing Billy Joel. It's just a matter of trust. And he keeps saying that in my head. It's just a matter of trust. So it's a matter of trusting yourself. I think you're trusting your thoughts, trusting your peace, trusting that it's time to move forward with something different, making decisions, maybe making decisions in love, making decisions about soulmates. Maybe it's just a choice. Maybe it's not about soulmates. And we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So I need to slow down. I'm no longer running at things. I need to slow down. And although I still do have the passion in my heart, I'm just going to be a little more careful with it. How I open doors, how I get my balance. It feels like, it feels like there is, that you're slowing down just a little bit because there's auditing to do. That you're thinking about how you're moving forward now, because you're moving forward with intention, right? Because the Seven of Swords, although it's about waiting, it's also about the seeds of intention. It's about picking the path of intention. You need to pick the plot before you can plant the seeds, right? You need to figure out where you're going. So I feel like all of that is what's going on in this Virgo energy, in this Hermit energy. This is really beautiful. Tell me about the outcome, please, for Aquarius. We do have the Moon energy. We do have the, it's shadow work you're doing is what it is. You have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. It's again, more Virgo energy. There's a lot of auditing going on here, but the Moon energy is about depth. It's about deep feelings. You're really digging deep here. Digging into the things that have terrified you your whole life. Because I feel like when you open the door as the Fool, you're like, no more. I'm not going to be scared of anything anymore. And I think that most of the fear you had was in the depth of the self. And I feel like that's what you're going over this week. We do have the Nine of Wands. Yeah, great strength, it says here. Absolutely. Gosh, you've been through so much. Aquarius, I feel like you can see this person, they got their head wrapped, right? They're just waiting for the last strike. I'm going to say that, my friend, you are at the end of a really tough cycle. And I don't think that it's been like maybe not material hard on you, like not maybe hasn't been to do with your material wealth. Maybe things aren't happening to you, but I think you're exhausted because I think this is where you've been trying to be honest with yourself, auditing yourself, doing the shadow work. I feel like it's been an exhausting cycle for you. So the outcome is that you're coming to the end of the cycle of working on the shadow side. I feel like now you're going to be able to walk through the door clear and free, not feeling bad about a damn thing. You're like going to know what path you want as soon as you step through, as soon as you take the leap of faith, right? And you're going to do it conscientiously because the Knight of Wands is in the reverse. You're not just doing it because of blind desire. Tell me what's around the corner for Aquarius. We've got the Earth. What does it say? Oh, we've got Four of Pentacles is what it is. I just look at the bottom here. It says Earth power. Earthly power. Okay. The writing is, the font is weird. So yeah, we've got the Four of Pentacles here, and it feels like you've now got boundaries. You've realized that you can still have the passions. You can still go for the things that you want. Be excited. Get out on the path. Feel the passions. But you've got to have boundaries. And not everybody's allowed past the boundaries. Not everyone's allowed to have this new exciting beginning with you. Not everyone's going to take part in it. We've got the Death card because you've changed. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, there's been a really deep transformational moment that you're going through. You're on a new path. So I don't know if it's a new job or a new relationship or a new way of thinking, but it's a new cycle of balance. So I'm going to say don't be scared of it. Just move carefully, right? And you do anyway because you're very analytical. But move carefully. Still go after the passions of your heart. Do what you want, what is going to make you excited, right? Because that Ace of Wands is here saying absolutely you're doing exactly what you want for yourself. But the Death card is here. It's changed you. You're a changed person from doing all this shadow work and having this. You know, the thing is that the shadow work is the hard part of you, right? The parts that you kind of you bury them deep and you put alcohol on top of them. You bury them deep and you put food on top of them. It's like the things I don't really want to deal with, that I don't really want to look at right now. And I think that you've already done all of that. You've spent some time there, and now you're at the edge of getting out of that cycle here. Getting some stability. Yeah, I feel like you're really nursing a broken heart here. Yeah, Eight of Swords had you in a broken heart. We've got the Temperance card, and then the Magician. You found your way out, though. Yeah, you manifested your way out just by sort of bringing what was in the ethers down to the earth here. I feel like you brought in your own. You've healed yourself. You're a healer, my friend. But you know what? The Virgo, that Hermit energy, that's a shaman. I feel like you're somebody who's quite psychic, quite shaman-like, you're a healer. Now that you know how to heal the self, you're going to be able to heal others. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. What? That's beautiful. This is desire. It's like it's the desire to change. The universe is saying, look, it's time to change. Now is the divine timing. Everything changes from here. This is a turning point in your life. And now here comes your abundance. I love it. Yeah, now you can give to others. See, I feel like you had to go through some sort of a lesson or the healing of the self. I feel like you're probably going to become a healer, but I feel like you had to learn how to heal the self before you could become the healer. That's what it feels like here. It's pretty beautiful. Now things are going to expand. Everything from here is moving forward, and it's good. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Sagittarian energy. We've got Gemini and Libra. We've got Sagittarius energy, Aries. We've got Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We've got Scorpio energy. We've got Cancer energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and Virgo. All right, here we go, Pisces, water family. Let's find out what's going on for you. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me what's coming up in the next 7 days for Pisces, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Pisces. Tell me about Pisces. Pisces, we're starting with Temperance. Sagittarian energy. Oh, and the Tower. Okay. And the Emperor. Boy, there's a lot of change coming in the next 7 days, friends. Lots of change here. But it's going to put you in a position of power. You know what? It does feel like you're shifting into the Emperor energy here. But it's because of some sort of healing that you're going through. You know what? The Temperance is giving me the energy of acceptance, Pisces. That you're accepting something here. You're accepting the lesson. It feels like you're accepting that maybe you were a little bit out of balance and maybe it's time to get back in balance, foot in the water, foot on the earth. It feels like you were going back and forth about something, but the Tower shows up and it's time for you to shift into this Emperor energy, whether you're feminine or masculine. The Emperor energy is masculine leaning, but also feminine energy. And the Page of Swords is here. The Emperor has learned the lesson that when things shift and change, they're supposed to, because it's divine timing. It is, they're supposed to change that way. That actually when things shift like that, when things look like they're crumbling around you, they're actually falling apart so they can fall back together again. Because what's really beautiful here is the Tower and the Temperance come out together. 16 and 17. Oh, sorry, 14 and 16. They follow each other, right? It's like before you went into the Tower, the universe was healing you, was giving you balance, was giving you, so to soften the blow, I'm going to say. Because I feel like the last part of whatever was going on in your life, like this renovation that's been going on in your life, was for you to take control of something or step into this Emperor energy and learn some type of lesson here. The Temperance energy is healing, and so I feel like they're bouncing off each other here. I feel like you're healed before the Tower shows up, and I feel like Temperance continues to heal you as you move forward here. Tell me about Temperance. We've got the Eight of Swords. So what is healed here is, I feel like you'd been stuck in a thought pattern of some sort. You know what? It feels as though that maybe when a certain thing happens in your life, like maybe you hit a tower, right? Maybe something happens in your life that you have no control over, but you have to endure, that usually you would go into the Eight of Swords. You would overthink it, blame yourself. But I feel like because Temperance is here, that you're not doing that anymore. It feels like you've learned a lesson. It feels like you're now accepting the situation for what it is and taking control of it and saying, it's okay. I've got all the resources I need in order to make my way through this tower. And that's what I'm going to do. Because the Tower, or the Emperor, is also the King of Cups, and that is the person who is emotionally intelligent. So I feel like somebody here has completed the lessons of the kings here. We do have the King of Pentacles. It might be something to do with your finances or your stability. It could be that. We do have the Death card here. So something is transforming here, Pisces. It feels like you are. I want to say that you are approaching life in a much more stable way than you did before. You're approaching life. When something goes wrong or a tower shows up, you're like, I'm not going to take care of that tower right now. I'm going to wait until it fully falls to the ground, until all of the rubble is pushed away, and then I'll start rebuilding. I won't get in there and try and stop it from happening. I'm just going to accept the present moment. That's what it feels like here. So the King of Pentacles is the one who is moving slowly. That person's quite serious about their finances, their material world, how I get my stability. And I feel like you've transformed from the Eight of Swords into the King of Pentacles. So you're no longer overthinking things. You're no longer worrying about things. I feel like you no longer feel stuck or feel like your hands are tied. You realize that the process of the Temperance showing up with the Tower is that, you know what? That tower is going to fall and I will heal from that too. Like, that's what it feels like. It's okay. I'm in control. No matter, like, you're never in control of what goes on with the tower, but you're always in control of you. And I think that's what you figured out. I think that's what the lesson was here. We've got the Four of Cups. Yeah, you're stable AF. You're super stable. You're rooted. You're stable. You're like, I am not going to let a damn thing bother me. I'm not going to let things freak me out, throw me into a tizzy. Yes. You're in your High Priestess energy. That's why. So I feel like you're in this energy of being very stable, being carried by the universe. That I feel as though the Four of Cups is telling me that you've grown roots, that you have stability. You're probably meditating more. You're probably more at peace than you've ever been. And the High Priestess is that energy to prove it. Tells me, yes, you are in this Piscean energy. You truly are in the High Priestess energy now. That's what it feels like to be in the High Priestess energy, to trust the universe and know that things are going to happen as they should. We've got the Four of Pentacles. And all you have to do is put up your boundaries, protect yourself, and wait for the rubble. And it works out the way that it should. You are accepting that the universe is in charge. I really love that. So the Three of Cups is, you know what, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I know, I have a knowing, Pisces energy. I have a knowing that it's going to be fine. I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to make sure that I cover my heart, make sure that I'm stable and sturdy, right? Fours are always about stability. My finances are stable. My emotions are stable. And whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And that's the lesson that you've learned as the Emperor, that you really truly are in control, even when things are out of control. The only control you have is with yourself, whether you're the feminine or the masculine. And it's because you've got wisdom. The emperors have wisdom, right? They have the wisdom of all the kings. So tell me what the outcome is here for Pisces, please. We've got the Ace of Wands in the reverse. And we've got the Sun. So even though things aren't happening as I want them to, even though the way isn't clear, even though the path hasn't opened and it doesn't seem very exciting where I am right now, you're about to get some clarity and you're about to have a breakthrough about what's to happen next. So I think that once you, once you master this stuff here, Pisces, look at that. Woo! I like it. The Wheel of Fortune and the Sun. Yep, you definitely are following. You're now shotgun with the universe here. You are not trying to contrive things to turn out the way you want them, to force them to happen the way you want them. Now you're following instead of leading. You've had the breakthrough that the Wheel of Fortune is here. Things are going to happen as they may. Things are changing. We know that with the Tower. And no matter how hard the shift is, it's divine timing and it's my destiny. It's just simply clearing the way so I can roll forward, so I can move forward. And that's what the realization is. That maybe right now with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, maybe things aren't all that exciting in my life right now, but I think that you've realized that the universe is deconstructing your life in order to build it up bigger and better than what it was. What's around the corner for Pisces? We have the Eight of Wands. Things are going to start to move here. The Eight of Wands is pointing at the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like things are moving forward. And this is kind of like a turning point, I'm going to say. That the King of Wands could be a person for you, or it could be your energy of getting up and moving forward. But the King of Wands could be an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius here. That you might be getting communication from this person in divine timing. We do have the Six of Cups. They could be a soulmate. Somebody that you've left in your past, somebody that you were sort of done with. It feels like you had your boundaries up and so you were done. But the Chariot is here. So I feel like something's about to move or have movement or move forward. So it feels like you're at the end of a cycle. 9 Wands are here, the end of a cycle here. And it does feel like you're about to get some sort of communication from someone. I feel like you had to learn this lesson before this someone showed up, because it's got to be your choice and not theirs. And now that you're in this mood of taking charge of the situation, I make the decisions for me and no one else is going to coerce me into anything, because you've been through the worst of it already, right? You've been through the worst of the deconstruction to build you back up again as the Emperor here. It does feel like there is some nostalgia with the King of Wands. So I don't know who the King of Wands is in your life. They could be platonic or romantic. This is somebody who I feel is showing up, taking action, and is going to communicate with you. It could be a Cancer as well that we're talking about, but it does feel like there is nostalgia here. You know this person. You've been through cycles with them before, whether it's in the last life or this life. You've been through cycles with them before. I feel like somebody is showing up here because they want to try and get balance with you, Pisces. You've got strength. Somebody is feeling very bad about what happened in the past between you and them. So it feels like the Five of Cups is telling me somebody's got some regret that I wasn't stronger, and now they're carrying around this regret. Somebody here wants to maybe possibly apologize. Yep, they sure do. Somebody wants to hug it out, is what it looks like. 10 of Cups. They want to make things better. 5 of Pentacles. We haven't talked to each other in a really long time. So it could be a fire sign that we're talking about. But look, we've got all kinds of signs here. We've got Leo, we've got Scorpio, Pisces, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. We've got more Scorpio energy. We've got Piscean energy. We've got Aries. We've got Aquarius, Cancer energy, Pisces energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. So it could literally be anyone, right? Scorpio is, of course, with the Tower. I'm going to leave that right here, Pisces. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here and watching up to here. I appreciate you. And I'll be back this week, of course, with the rest of the readings for the weeklies. Love you guys. I'll be back. Bye-bye.